Let me try to describe your life for you. You're a hard worker, you've worked for what you want in life. And whenever you don't get what you want, you think that maybe you just need to try a little bit harder. And maybe that seems a little vague and it seems like I'm describing a specific person, but everybody thinks that at some point. For me, that's been me my entire life. But one of the easiest things it is to do as a human or a hard worker in general is denying yourself help. When we face situations that we don't get what we want, sometimes as hardworking people like me and you, we think that we don't need to get help. We just need to try a little harder, because the things we've gotten in life, we've got them from trying so hard. And when we hit that wall and we realize that hard work isn't going to get us to where we want to be, we believe the lie that we're just not trying hard enough. And unfortunately, if you keep believing this lie, this is only going to hurt you in the long run. I've struggled with this so much in my life. Every time I fail in any situation or scenario, I just think that I didn't try hard enough, and it's my issue, it's my problem. But the truth is that sometimes the help, the thing that gets me past that hurdle or that barrier on my path, is simply getting help. Sometimes it's so easy. Maybe it's harder, like going to a therapist or counselor, but every time the help and the thing that I needed to get past that wall that I hit was so simple. But I lied to myself. I kept telling myself that I'm just not working hard enough. If I'm a track athlete like I am now and I'm not fast, that just means I need to train even harder. But let me tell you something I just now realized. I had a first track meet this week ago and I ran so bad, like probably the two worst races I've ever ran in my life. And I ran so bad to a point where I was like, holy crap, there's no way I'm running this slow. I'm a junior in college. I'm running slower than I did when I was a freshman. And I'm 21. I shouldn't be peaking, especially when I'm training so consistently. So what I did is I went home for Christmas break and I went to the doctor and I said, hey doc, I'm slow. I'm having some issues with my knee and my hamstring, but forget that, I'm slow. And honestly, the reason I was feeling slow and the reason I was slower is because I might have a condition called patellar tendonitis or patella tendonitis, whatever it's called. You can look it up. Basically, it just reduces the strength around your knee or on the side of your leg that it's happening on. In my case, it's my left leg, and it reduces the power I can put into the ground. And this results in me running slower, my right side having to overcompensate and try harder to make up for my left leg, making me more tired, making me slower, and not getting me the results that I want. Now, I went to the doctor. I asked the doctor, I told him my problem, and for a little bit, I was just kind of ranting. I was telling him about concerns I was having, about how I was slow in track, and eventually, through addressing my concerns, I figured out that there's a deeper issue at play. But the problem was that most of my life, I've never been able to do that. Only recently I've been able to see problems and actually try to get to the bottom of them rather than thinking it's my issue and I can just do something better or I'm doing something wrong. For instance, I'm in a relationship, and every time that situation has come up that I need to talk about, it makes me think, oh, I'm doing something wrong. My partner, my girlfriend, she's not doing anything wrong. She's perfect. Everything is great about her, which is honestly true. But the thing is, sometimes people do things that you don't need them to do. Say, for instance, somebody does something that really, really bothers me, and I never tell them about it. And I simply just hold it in, bottle in that emotion, and never get to the bottom of that issue. And what does that end up doing? It ends up ruining that relationship with that person or ruining my relationship with my girlfriend, whoever it may be. When you bottle up things and you don't get to the bottom of them and you just never ever bring stuff to light, and you never get the help, you never talk things out, you never address your concerns, it makes you think like you have the world on your shoulders, which can lead you to being so stressed, so anxious, and just so many bad things associated with it. The truth is, you need to stop denying yourself the help that you can easily get. For instance, For most of my life, I've bottled up my emotions, I've been closed off and reserved, and I've never talked to people about things. And I've always had to work for what I want. I'm a track athlete in college, and I got doing track in college from simply training my absolute hardest. Whenever I was slow, I would train harder. Whenever I was injured, I would take that time to be injured, researching ways I could train harder when I get back. And in a sense, that's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with wanting to come back better than ever in any situation. But the truth is, I went to the doctor because I ran slow. And I'm getting to the bottom of why I'm running slow. And the truth is that I have a semester and 1 year after that left. If I never went to that doctor and never told them, hey, I'm feeling slow, can you help me? Instead of just training over and over again, I'm just simply insane. I'm pretty sure the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. So I'm literally driving myself insane by not addressing my concerns. And this can be with training, physically, relationships, with other people. You always need to address your concerns and get the help that you need. And help may not always be therapy or counseling or simply whatever you may think help may be. Help is simply someone else coming into your situation, helping you get out of that situation or better that situation. In the sense of it being my girlfriend or relationship, it's the other person that I address my concerns to. If they're doing something that bothers me, instead of telling myself, oh, it's my problem, I'll deal with it, and just bottling in my emotions and eventually exploding one day and just making all people types of upset, and they're being upset with me like, why'd you never bring this up sooner? Instead of doing that, instead, early on, talking to them about it, addressing my concerns, trying to get to the bottom of this, and explaining why this hurts me. Because the truth is, like anything physical or in a relationship, if you ignore or think you're going to fix something yourself, even though it bothers you, it's going to keep bothering you and bothering you and bothering you and bothering you to a point where you can't take it anymore. And I hate getting to that point. Fortunately, I've never got to that point, but I always can. If I never address something within my relationship, it's gonna hurt both of us in the long run. If I never address the fact that I'm getting slower, even though I've been training for 3 years, and I just keep training over and over and over again, expecting more results, better results, I might get the results that I want, but I can never reach the true potential that I have. But I simply humble myself. I take a knee and I say, I can't train or make myself the reason I get out of this. I have to invite other people into this situation to help me. And sometimes I know it's one of the hardest things to do, especially as a man or as a hard worker, whatever you are. Just know that sometimes the best way to get yourself the life that you want, the future that you want, to make your future self so proud of what you're doing and make them not regret doing something or not doing something is by getting help. Maybe that's going to a counselor and addressing a problem that you've been dealing with your whole life and you're expecting it to get better even though you're not doing anything differently. And if it's physical, maybe you're a track guy or a girl, or maybe you're any type of sports like football or soccer. If you're not getting the results you want, maybe you should talk to somebody about it. At least when you talk to somebody about it, they can tell you if it's your problem or if it's something you can't control. The thing about my leg and the fact that I'm honestly slower on my left side and I can't put as much power into the ground, that's not really something I can control. Yes, I can keep training, and yes, I can keep doing stuff on my left leg to strengthen it back up, but I would never ever know that's the problem or the deeper issue if I hadn't have brought it up. Bring stuff up. Get that help you need, because I want you to have the life that you want. I want you to look back at the decisions that you made, the help that you finally said, okay, I'll finally get some help, and you make your life so much better. You make the people around you so much better, because when you get help, you're not only affecting yourself and your future self, you're affecting the people around you. People love seeing you get help and get the things you want in life. For me, I love seeing when my friends succeed, or my friends finally get to the bottom of that thing they've been dealing with their whole life. For my teammates and my coaches and the people who want to see me succeed in track and run faster, if I never took a knee, humbled myself, and went to the doctor to say, "Doc, I need help," I would never make those people as proud as I could. If I'm able to run faster because I'm honestly saying that it's not just something I can overtrain or overemphasize, I need help. And whatever that may be in your life, trust me, getting that help, getting to the bottom of that problem can change your life. And I want it for you just as bad as you want it for you. But you have to want it as well. I want it for myself now, but a couple months ago, I wasn't able to be like this. I always thought the only reason I'm not getting the results that I want is because I'm not trying hard enough. But I have to figure out ways to get to the things I want different than what I've done in the past. For instance, when it comes to videos, I'm trying to post videos every other day instead of every single day, because I know from past experiences that if I try to post every day, I can do it for a month, maybe 2 months, maybe 3, 4, 5, 6 months. But the truth is I always end up getting burnt out and I'm not able to stay consistent with it. But lately I've been able to post videos every other day and I'm trying something different. I'm helping myself out by doing something differently and not just punching the wall over and over, expecting that wall to break when it's a brick wall and my hands are getting bloody and blistered. That's just an analogy. But think about it. You're not going to knock that wall down if you keep punching it and you're hurting your hand. Eventually, you're going to stop and say, "My hand hurts. I can't punch this wall anymore." But maybe if you use your other hand and you punch the wall, maybe that wall will eventually come down. It's just an analogy to show you that sometimes you need to do things differently. Sometimes you need help. Sometimes to get to the thing that you want, the goal, to have the better relationship, to get that thing you've wanted your whole life that you've been working towards, you got to change things up. You got to get help. You got to talk to people. You have to make your life a better life by simply changing things sometimes. And as hard workers, as guys or girls, as humans, we're stubborn. We want to do things the way they've been done our whole life, but sometimes the way things have always been done aren't always the best way to do things. Just know that the thing that you want, it's all held behind a wall. And when you hit that wall, you have to think that maybe, just maybe, everything I've been doing up until this point is not going to get me past this wall. I have to take a step back, realize what I'm doing, realize what I can do to maybe get past this wall. Maybe realize what you can do to get help. I'm honestly thinking that I'm going to be faster than I ever have in my entire life. I'm going to have the best relationship I've ever had because I'm addressing things with my girlfriend. I'm talking about the fact that I'm slow to a doctor. I'm seeing the ways I can get help in my life. I'm not being stubborn and thinking that, oh, well, it's not that big of a deal. I'll bottle in my emotions. It's not that big of a deal. I won't bring things up to my girlfriend. I'll handle it myself. I'll keep training harder. I'll do it. I'll handle it myself. But I want to have the best life for myself. If you're making yourself handle everything, even though there's plenty of ways you can do to alleviate yourself with some of that stress or weight on your shoulders, you're making your life better. Don't deny yourself having a better life because you're stubborn and you don't want to do different things. You don't want to do different things, or you don't want to do things differently at all. Do things differently. Get the help that you can get. Find out ways you can do things. Find alternatives, ways you can get to the thing that you've always wanted. Just don't always think that if you keep hitting that wall with that same hands that's beat up and bruised and blistered, you're going to break that wall down. Sometimes you have to think about it, step back, and realize that your other hand has never been hurt before. Why? Because you haven't used it. Use those things in your life to get to where you want to be. But yes, don't deny yourself the help that you can get and get to those goals by simply doing things a little bit differently. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Keep getting that help that you need. Keep getting to that goal. That way you can make me and your future self so proud. Hope you guys have a blessed day.